We know what a linear pair is, right? It always helps to sketch a picture. Even if you don't need a picture, it's good practice with your vocab. So sketch yourself a linear pair. One of the angles is 7x minus 40, and the other angle is 2x plus 85. Find the measure of each angle. So we all know that linear pair implies two angles. Pair means two, and linear means line. So two angles that together form a straight line. A straight line always has 180 degrees. A linear pair is what I just drew, Johan. See that picture? That's a linear pair. Pair and line. Oh, Chloe, you're already giving away the answer. Okay, so we know that we're going to add these two equations to equal 180. So 7x plus 2x, 9x, 85 minus 40 plus 45 equals 180. Subtract 45 from both sides and divide by 9. Edriel, tell me what you get for x. Okay, so x is 15, and it didn't ask us to stop there. It asked us to find the measure of each angle. So Chloe, since you've already done that, go ahead and type them in again. 65 and 115. 65 and 115. So that's really all there is to that warm-up. Okay? Ready to check your homework? Check that homework. Numbers 18 through 30. It was part 2 of last night's homework. The bisector of an angle is sometimes in the exterior of the angle. When you take an angle and you bisect it, when you cut it in half, how could that bisector, how could that be in the exterior? To cut something in half, you'd have to be in the interior. Like how it's false? It's false because I could not draw a bisector that's outside my angle. Here's another angle. Here's angle 1. Here's a ray that's exterior. Is that ray bisecting angle 1? No. Could it start outside? I mean, you want me to do that? But by definition, I mean, to be an angle bisector, you have to start at the vertex. It's a ray that bisects the angle, so the ray has to start at the vertex. And even, I mean, you're talking about this ray right here. I mean, I don't know. That's not really interior or exterior. It's like inside and outside. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. It's like saying, here's a piece of pie. Can you cut that piece of pie in half without your knife ever going inside the piece of pie? No, you can't cut that piece of pie in half with the knife cutting like over here. The knife would have to be in the interior of the pie, right? It would have to be in the interior. A bisector can't ever be in the exterior. So, once again, we gave you another diagram that you had to use over and over and over. So be careful. You use the diagram, but then you need to erase everything and use it again for the next problem. The information from problem 18 does not carry over to problem 19. So on number 18, first, we need to use this information that's given to us right here. APC is a right angle, and BPD is congruent to DPE. So this angle is congruent to this angle. The measure of angle 1 is 3x plus 5, and the measure of angle 2 is 2x. I know that this is a right angle, so I'm simply going to add them to equal 90. They are complementary. Complementary. Does that make sense, guys? Do you know what you did wrong already if you were asking about this one? X is 17, and then you plug it back in. 3 times 17 plus 5. 56. Number 19. So the green stuff is all still true, but the red stuff I need to erase. 19, the measure of angle 4 is 4x plus 12, and BPE is 10x. We have to pay attention to the fact that PD, ray PD, is an angle bisector because arc, arc. So ray PD is an angle bisector. So pretty much what we did here was we gave you the half and we gave you the whole. So what I was telling my students yesterday is that, okay, you've got 5, I gave one of my daughters 5 M&Ms and one of my daughters 10 M&Ms. Those are not equal. My daughters are going to start fighting. So how do I make Annabelle's look like Hallie's, and how do I make Hallie's look like Annabelle's? Well, I could take Hallie's and I could take half of them away. I could divide hers by 2. Or I could take Annabelle's and I could double hers. So the same choice is yours. You can take the half and you can double it to make it equitable, or you can take the whole and you can divide it by 2. I like working with smaller numbers rather than bigger numbers, so I'm going to take the whole and divide it by 2. 4x plus 12 equals 5x. Look at that. Subtract 4 from both sides. X is 12, and you just plug it back in. 4 times 12 plus 12. 60 degrees. Okay, just a few reminders. Complementary angles. Oh my goodness, we definitely have went over this, right? Complementary angles are 2 angles. 2, not 4 different angles, 2 angles whose measures have a sum of 90 degrees. So they can be adjacent like they are in this picture. They can be adjacent, or they cannot be adjacent like they are in the other picture. If I asked you what's the complement of angle 50, you would say 40. 40 is the complement of a 50-degree angle. Likewise, we have supplementary, same idea, except they add it to 180. If I said, what's the supplement of 110, you would say 70. In this picture, these are supplementary. These angles are supplementary and adjacent, so they're not called supplementary or adjacent anymore. They got promoted. They're called a linear pair. So in my first example, it's not a linear pair, and in my second example, it is a linear pair. All right, we have a few examples, and then we'll take our quiz. Name the complement and supplement of each angle. 90 minus 15 is 75. Who else has their answer ready to go? No, it's not. 165, thank you. $50, very good. 140. Okay, now we're getting to the tough ones. Now we're getting to the tough ones. What's the complement of 20 minus x? So the way that you find a complement and a supplement is you take that angle, you subtract it from 90. You take the angle and you subtract it from 180. You just need to be careful that you distribute your negative. So that's like 90 minus 20 plus x. And this is, oh, not the 180, sorry, the negative. This is 180 minus 20 plus x. So we would get good. We would get 70 plus x and 160 plus x. Okay? The complement of an angle is 3 times as large as the angle. Find the measure of both angles. What I recommend while you're getting used to doing these is start off with a picture. I see the word complement, so I'm going to immediately draw 2 angles, two angles that add to equal 90. I'm just going to sketch it. One of them is 3 times larger than the other. So if I name one of them x, I would name the other one, 3x. So our equation is 3x plus x equals 90. 4x, oops, I'm getting too excited. 4x equals 90. X equals 22.5. And then we triple it times 3. And the other one is 67.5. So there's our two angles. Those are the measures of the two angles. Good job. Decimals are allowed sometimes. They are, I know. It's scary to get a decimal. All right, try this one. The supplement of an angle is 11 times as large as the angle. Find the measure of both angles. Abby, you're actually next up. You're the next card. So I am picking you. I'm ready. What'd you get? Good. 15 and 165.